Hello everybody, Sergey from Core here with yet another quick Ellipse tutorial. Today we'll be looking at uploading drawings and models from Revit. So what I have open here is a standard architectural sample file for Revit 2022, and we have a sheet with a couple of sections and some details, as well as plans with some colorful hatches, and of course a 3D view. So let's try and upload all of this information from Revit to the Ellipse platform. In order to do that, let's navigate to the Core Apps tab in the top menu, and then click on the Ellipse button. This opens the Ellipse Exporter window. Now let's take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the UI. First of all, we have the Models tab, which lists all of the 3D views in our document. We can just go ahead and select the 3D view that we want to upload. And then in the Sheets tab, we have all of the sheets in our project as well. So let's just add the sections and the plans that we wanted to upload. We can also search to make our life a little bit easier. So let's search for A104. We can either search by the sheet number or by name, doesn't really matter. And we also wanted to upload the plans. So let's do A102. Here are our plans. So now that we selected the model that we want to upload and the sheets that we want to upload, the next step is to select a notebook that we want to push this to. We can either select an existing notebook or create a new one. Let's just go ahead and click this plus button, and we'll just name it Revit Demo. Click Create. And now we are all set to just go ahead and push our assets to the Ellipse platform. So let's click Upload. Revit will take a little bit to output all of our files and save them to disk, and then start the upload process. The UI may appear unresponsive while Revit is holding up the thread, exporting all of the documents, but fear not, Ellipse is up and running. Now we're briefly interrupted by the Select Attributes window, and what it allows us to do is filter different types of attributes to decide which types of data we want to upload to Ellipse and which types we want to filter out. Obviously, Revit elements, BIM elements have a ton of different attributes and a ton of different data points, and sometimes it's a good idea to be selective with regards to what it is that you want to upload to the platform. Right now, we're just going to leave everything as is. You, of course, can deselect specific attributes, or you can search for attributes in the search bar. You can also just select or deselect all of them. Another quick thing that I want to show you is this Combine Tabs toggle, which essentially takes this giant list of all of the attributes and just kind of sorts them by category. So now you have different tabs for each of the categories in Revit, and you can just go ahead and for that specific category, turn on and off those specific parameters and attributes that only belong to that category. So this is just something to keep in mind, but we don't have to worry about this right now. Let's just leave it as is and push all of the available data and click Continue. So now we're actually pushing all of the assets to the Ellipse web app. And now let's go ahead and navigate to Ellipse. Once the upload process is complete, Ellipse Uploader will open the default browser in order to take us to the notebook where we just pushed all of the assets. And right now we're just staring at a blank page because, as this message suggests, this page does not have any widgets. Now, if you're not familiar with widgets in Ellipse, or if you're not sure how to put together layouts, I strongly encourage you to check out a recent video that we published specifically on the subject. But for right now, I'm just going to click this Edit button and navigate to the Widgets tab, and the two widgets that I'm interested in are the 2D Viewer and the 3D Viewer. And just so that we can see things a little bit better, let's go ahead and resize them a little bit. And now let's go ahead and hit Save. All right, so now we have our 3D model that we can spin around and click on different elements. And as you can see, all of our data from our BIM model was uploaded to Ellipse. If we click on an element, we can see that data in the left-hand side panel. And here is our drawing, which also looks pretty good. We have all of our line work, we have our annotation, and also all of our colored hatches came through as well. Let's take a look at our sections and elevations. And they're also here, and also looking pretty well. The interesting thing about Ellipse is that, let's say if I were to click on one of these elements in one of the viewports, so let's maybe select this wind turbine, so you can see that it actually gets selected in all of the other views where this element is present. And likewise, if I click on something in, let's say, a detail view right here, so let's maybe click on this element over here, it gets selected in every drawing where this element appears and also in our 3D model. So instantly you can identify what this little piece of geometry in your detail is by referencing other drawings and figuring out where else this object appears. And this is one of the strengths of Ellipse, that it allows you very quickly to understand any element on your drawing, because you can instantly find all of the other representations and other viewports, other drawings, and in 3D, and also look at the data associated with that element. The last thing I want to show you is just really quickly, we can color by a specific value. So if I click on an attribute in the left-hand side panel, I can just say color by. And once again, in our drawing and in our model, we instantly can see a visualization of a specific property of every element that has that attribute. And this is really, really nice for both understanding your projects a little bit better, but also for QA/QC. If you have a structural model highlighting member sizes or forces or whatever you have assigned to these BIM elements, is a really, really nice way to explore your 3D model. All right, folks, this is how you can quickly upload your drawings and models to the Ellipse platform using the Ellipse exporter in Revit. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.